Number one, let's start with what happened yesterday, because she has gone viral, all right? She's gone viral over hot girls eat Arby's. Yeah. She was wearing this outfit, this arrangement into the Chicago Sky game. Of course, the Indiana Fever, I would like to say, beat the brakes off the Sky, but really it felt like they underachieved a good bit yesterday.
What happens when you combine curly fries, a viral slogan tee, and a whole lot of WNBA drama? Apparently, you get 800,000 reasons to believe Sophie Cunningham just broke the league with an Arby's shirt. Yep, it's real. A fast food collab just outsold actual game tickets, and let's just say, Angel Reese is not loving the attention shift. Did we just witness the most iconic crossover since Space Jam? Possibly, but let's be clear. This isn't just about drama. It's about roast beef, and someone out there is feeling extra salty. Buckle up, because this crispy chaos is just getting started.
Sophie Cunningham's t-shirt became a marketing phenomenon. Sophie Cunningham currently plays for the Indiana Fever and has now become one of the most recognizable WNBA players. After Barbie night, she pulled up wearing a shirt that said "Hot Girls Eat Arby's," and the internet lost it. But here's the real backstory. A few months earlier, Sophie posted a video rating Arby's. And that video is just her being authentic in herself. And that puppy went viral.
I think I'm gonna go ahead and give Arby's a solid 9 out of 10.
And following this, the phrase "Hot Girls Eat Arby's" started flying around. And it turns out that Arby's has been saying this since 2023.
Somewhere along the line, the WNBA stopped being just about basketball and turned into whatever this circus is now. Let's be real, it's not even subtle anymore. The actual game feels like background noise, while the drama takes center stage. The shot clock might as well be counting down TikToks instead of possessions. And right in the middle of this madness, a new icon emerges, not dropping 30 points or dunking in transition, but rocking an Arby's shirt and breaking the internet like she just rebranded sliced bread. Sophie didn't need a killer crossover. She strolled into the league's collective consciousness and flipped the script with curly fries and unapologetic vibes.
We know somebody that has gotten ridiculously popular this year with the Indiana Fever. I made a prediction that she was going to be the second most popular player on this team by the end of the year. And then, of course, there was the big incident during the Connecticut Sun game. And by the end of that game, she was known as Caitlin Clark's enforcer, right? The one that's got her back. At times, it feels like the only one that's got her back, if I'm being quite honest.
She's not out here calling plays. She's calling out the truth. No fake nails, no filters, no drama queen energy, just vibes and viral teas. While the rest of the league is busy trying to manufacture rivalries that barely simmer, Sophie's out here moving real numbers. Others keep pushing the tired, "we need more support" narrative, all while flooding TikTok with content that feels more like casting calls for reality TV. But Sophie, she just shows up, keeps it raw, and casually sells 800,000 shirts like it's just another chill Wednesday.
Sophie Cunningham has broken the internet in multiple ways over the last day. All right, the other day, before the Chicago Sky game, this Barbie, and let's be real, let's be honest. If you were going to cast somebody as Barbie, there's a good chance you'd take a long, hard look at Sophie Cunningham.
It's like a window finally cracked open, and suddenly fresh air rushed in. But that breeze definitely ruffled some lashes, because the reactions started flying faster than wild turnovers in the fourth quarter. See, when someone like Sophie starts gaining real momentum, the league doesn't know how to handle it. She doesn't fit their usual playbook. Not part of the Insta-Cleek crowd, not out here dancing after shooting 2 for 10, and definitely not leaning on fake friendships just to stay in the spotlight.
Let's talk about Arby's. She is now on the Arby's payroll. Decided that it was a match made in roast beef heaven. Hot girls eat Arby's. No knock on Arby's, Sophie, but if you give Arby's 9 out of 10, I'll take you to Racks. I'll buy you some Racks, and I think you will find that hot girls probably eat Racks. Arby's has a new spokeswoman, and it just so happens to be Sophie Cunningham. Yeah, that's right. Sophie Cunningham, who took to her social media to discuss how much she enjoyed a trip that she made to Arby's, and
That's exactly why people connect with her. Because while everyone else is performing, she's just real. No extensions, no filters, no weekly PR playbook. And maybe, just maybe, that's what fans have been starving for. Actual hoopers who just show up and do what they do. Wild concept, right? Same reason Caitlin Clark flipped the entire narrative without asking anyone's permission. And Aaliyah Boston? She cuts through all the noise like a walking lie detector. These women aren't chasing viral moments. They're just naturally iconic. Which brings us to a brutally uncomfortable truth that no one in the league office wants to say out loud. If the WNBA still can't figure out how to turn elite black players into megastars, then what are we even doing? The talent? It's always been there. But time after time, the spotlight goes to gimmicks instead of greatness. TikTok fame over toughness. Hairstyles over actual handles.
700,000 followers overnight. I don't know if you guys knew, she had like 300 or something less than 48 hours ago. Insane. The enforcer has arrived. And she even posted like twice since then, bro. She's totally taken it to a whole new level. Like, Caitlin Clark has a new star. This is like a new star in the WNBA. People ain't gonna like it. People aren't gonna like it. Trace Leches, you know what I'm saying? Caitlin Clark, Sophie Cunningham, and Lexi Hull, which, by the way, kind of was obsessed with her before she even came along.
At this point, it feels like the WNBA is running a beauty pageant dressed up as a basketball league. Stats? Nah, it's not about points or assists anymore. It's about who posted the flashiest selfie, who's beefing online, and who's rocking the longest press-on nails at Media Day. And caught in that swirl of manufactured drama? The real hoopers, the ones who show up, lock in, and actually play the game, get pushed to the background. Then, here comes Sophie, walking into that chaos with nothing but a fast food logo on her shirt, and instantly becoming the most talked-about player in the league. Not because she begged for clout, not because she staged some viral moment, but because the contrast was too real to ignore. She didn't need a glam squad. She didn't need a choreographed rivalry. She just needed a t-shirt and a genuine smile. And it shook the system. And of course, the backlash was instant. The same crowd yelling for visibility, suddenly acting like gatekeepers. The same voices screaming, "Pay attention to us," got weirdly quiet when the spotlight hit someone they didn't approve.
And one thing I like about Sophie is that she's tough. So when Caitlin Clark last week, or not last week, a couple days ago, when Caitlin Clark got destroyed, her girl Sophie came to her defense, and this was the most beast mode thing that I've seen a woman do in WNBA history. Now, Sophie, who's my one of my favorites now, she's become one of my favorite WNBA players. I'm gonna watch her too, like I watch Caitlin. Look at what she did, and people may not say that this was in response or whatever the case may be, but I feel like Sophie is like, you want to play?
Because Sophie is everything the curated chaos crowd fears most. A fan favorite who didn't need to be manufactured in a lab. But here's the thing. This isn't really about Sophie. It's about what she represents. A growing hunger for athletes who actually feel real. Who treat the court like sacred ground. Not a fashion show or a content set. Who play hard, stay grounded, and don't need to stir up fake beef every week just to stay trending. Athletes who clearly care more about their next matchup than their next brand deal. And if that kind of authenticity makes some people squirm, maybe it's time to ask why. Why does real feel so disruptive? Why is humility threatening? Maybe the league needs to start respecting the players who give everything on the floor and ask for nothing off of it. The ones who don't need a TikTok collab to be marketable. The ones who don't need to fake being relatable, because they already are. The ones who grind through every game, every practice, every moment, without demanding applause just for showing up.
To the arena yesterday, wearing that. There she is right there. Let's just bring this up. Over at Tater Report. There she is right there. Hot girls eat Arby's. I can only imagine, and I have no idea. I would assume this is some kind of sponsorship with Arby's, right? Right there. I don't know. The roast beef sandwich jokes just sort of write themselves at this point. And just like that, I want a cheddar melt.
Maybe that's why fans are gravitating toward players like Sophie, Caitlin Clark, and Aaliyah. Not because they're flashy, but because they're authentic. Not for chasing clout, but for chasing wins. In a league addicted to narratives, turns out the realest story was the one nobody scripted. Now here we are, watching a fast food t-shirt make more noise than the WNBA's last 3 marketing campaigns combined. Watching players with no stunts, no PR smoke, get more love than the ones who rehearse their rivalries in group chats. Let's get one thing straight. Sophie didn't just stumble into viral fame by tossing on some ARBY'S merch. This wasn't luck. This was calculated. While the rest of the league was busy choreographing TikToks and sending cryptic subtweets, Sophie was out here playing chess, not checkers, armed with nothing but curly fries and realness.
We'll say that when you are good at basketball, you're pretty, and you got grit, those 3 things make you bad to the bone. And I think this is one of it's new trends that's going on in the WNBA, in my personal opinion, is that not only will you be good at basketball, but you also, some of these women don't look like women, right? And used to look like dudes, but now they look like beautiful women that are playing basketball. And one thing I like about Sophie is that she's tough.
She's not just out here freestyling. She's following a game plan. Every move is intentional. The timing, the message, the delivery, it's all calculated. Sophie's got the self-awareness of a therapist and the marketing mind of a top-tier brand executive. That ARBY'S shirt? It wasn't some random wardrobe choice. It was a masterstroke, low effort, high reward, and absolutely genius. Because unlike half the league chasing headlines with drama and distractions, Sophie isn't chasing attention. She's creating it with precision. And let's be real, that shakes some people. Because it proves you don't need chaos or controversy to break the internet. You just need purpose. Whether she meant to or not, Sophie tapped into something bigger than herself. This shift in spotlight? It's no accident. It's the Caitlin Clark effect, amplified by a teammate who knows how to match the moment without hijacking it. Sophie isn't clinging to Clark's fame, she's enhancing it. Not by making noise, but by bringing value. And in a league full of performances, that's what makes her stand out.
Let's take a look, because ARBY'S saw this and decided that it was a match made in roast beef heaven.
Like, not bad.
They weren't dissuaded, obviously, by the little shade that she threw at them there between enjoying her yummy sandwich, saying that she went away, she doesn't have it often for obvious reasons. Well, what are those obvious reasons, Sophie? Anyway, she is now on the ARBY'S payroll.
She recognized the wave before it crashed. She watched Caitlin Clark bring in fans who didn't even know what a shot clock was a year ago. She saw the enforcer become a cult icon, checking egos and backing up her teammates like security at an exclusive club. But instead of forcing her way into that spotlight, Sophie played it smart. She found her own angle and owned it. While some players stumble through interviews like they just got subbed in for their own personality, Sophie treats every camera, every mic, every moment like it's a calculated branding opportunity. And it's working, because she's not pretending. She's not following the act loud, start drama, rack up followers playbook the league seems to hand out like free towels. Sophie didn't wait for a nod. She didn't ask for a lane. She created one, walked straight through the side door wearing a roast beef tee, and turned herself into the main event. Undeniable, unbothered, unscripted.
If you can see right here, that's Sophie Cunningham. She is the teammate of the year, or at least the Caitlin Clark she is. After Caitlin Clark was pushed to the ground and poked in the eye in the first half of a game against the Phoenix Mercury, she actually late in the game assaulted one of the Phoenix Mercury players in retaliation. And fans loved it. They ate it up, because look at this. If you look closely, her following on TikTok went from over 300,000, which was great, to almost well over 800,000, probably at 1 million now.
And here's what really burns the critics. She earned every bit of this shine. None of it was handed to her. This isn't some fluke viral moment or random lucky break. It's calculated, it's intentional, it's real. This wasn't smoke and mirrors. This was a masterclass in authenticity. Not a gimmick, not hype, just game, delivered with clarity. And now, the players who built their image around being the face of the league are starting to realize they weren't the stars. They were just filler scenes between the main plot points. Meanwhile, Sophie, Caitlin, and the enforcer are flipping the entire script, and the league doesn't know whether to put them on a billboard or bury them in PR meetings. Because let's be honest, the WNBA isn't used to women generating real loyalty without stirring up some tabloid mess. Turns out fans don't want carefully choreographed beef. They want fire, heart, and someone who actually plays like it matters. And the more Sophie rises, the more that truth becomes impossible to ignore. But of course, the shade starts rolling in. Little digs, side eyes, whispers trying to downplay it all. Like she just got lucky. Like this is all because Caitlyn brought in new fans. Nah, Sophie didn't ride a wave. She read the tide, moved with precision, and made her moment hit like clockwork.
So Caitlin Clark's teammate Sophie Cunningham's jersey has officially sold out on the Fever website. And this comes the same week as the chippy foul that led to some ejections at the end of the game. It was a bit of a revenge foul taken up for Caitlin Clark after a hard foul on the other end. And then immediately a petition online from the Caitlin Clark haters to have Sophie Cunningham removed from the WNBA. They're trying to get folks to sign it. They said what she displayed tonight was disgusting. And yeah, it was a hard foul, but now it has the Caitlin Clark fans rallying around her, buying up her jerseys to the point they've officially sold out. Fortunately for this petition, I think they just turned Sophie Cunningham into a new WNBA A-list superstar.
Like the league shouldn't be doing exactly this, taking real momentum and building something that actually lasts. But instead, they're out here wasting golden opportunities on marketing flops that feel like they were cooked up by a panel of lost influencers trying to chase clout. The irony? It's brutal. The WNBA spent years pleading for attention. Now that it finally has it, thanks to Caitlin Clark, the enforcer, and unfiltered voices like Sophie, they're fumbling it hard. All because the spotlight didn't land on one of their hand-picked poster girls. But here's the thing. You can't manufacture culture. You can't Photoshop authenticity. And you definitely can't control the narrative when the fans already chose who they vibe with. Some people are shaken because they've built their entire identity on the belief that women athletes have to perform to earn validation. But Sophie? She's owning her value without begging for a single ounce of approval. And that's the real threat. She's not begging for the spotlight. It's chasing her. Why? Because you can't fake real. And once fans see that kind of raw authenticity, suddenly everything else just looks staged.
Sophie Cunningham's jersey is going to sell out tonight. The people have been waiting for this. If the refs are not going to do their job, the players are going to have to be the enforcers themselves. This game was chippy from the beginning, and the refs did not do their job.
The league should be rolling out VIP treatment for Sophie, not ignoring the blueprint she's literally handing them on a silver platter. This is how you connect with real fans. This is how you build a brand that lasts without burning every bridge in the process. But instead, they're acting like she stumbled into this by accident, like she won some influencer lottery, when in reality, she's out here playing chess while most of the league is still stuck playing Connect 4 with the missing pieces. And fans? They're not blind. They see exactly why Sophie clicks, why she's a breath of fresh air in a league choking on its own forced storylines. They're showing up in full force, buying the merch, boosting the numbers, and making it loud and clear that they're done with the manufactured drama the league's been recycling for years. While others rely on fake beefs and flashy headlines to stay relevant, Sophie's out here quietly running the table. She's selling out t-shirts, winning hearts, and redefining what real star power actually looks like in the WNBA. No over-the-top antics, no meltdowns for clicks, just skill, smarts, and the boldness to stay 100% herself.